Hello, everyone at Diplomacy and Commerce. Thank you for putting this platform together so that we can stay connected in these crazy times. My name is Ivan Miletić. I'm Director External Affairs, Philip Morris International, Southeast Europe. And today I will be answering some of the questions that you've sent me. The first question you posed was, how did you organize your business at this time? This is a very challenging time for everybody, and I'm afraid it's a very fluid category, and it's going to continue to be like that for a while. For us in Southeast Europe, we have 6 markets. We have around 1,000 employees, different geographies. So different governments have been implementing different measures and really treating the pandemic differently in different times. So for us, the main obligation was to keep all of our employees and their families safe, to make sure that they can safely continue to do their job, and also to continue to provide our consumers and the users of our products with the best possible experience. So what we did was we immediately looked into whether we can have some people work remotely. And for those who can remotely work, they have been doing that. Unfortunately, not all of us can work remotely because we have a factory in niche. We have many colleagues who are frontliners and who work in sales and work directly with our consumers. So for them, we've made sure that we have enough protective equipment, masks, gloves, enough disinfectant, and also to make sure we made sure that we implement certain policies and certain measures that are designed in these times to keep them as safe from harm as possible. We are very thankful to our colleagues who are continuing to come to work every day and do their best and continue to show very strong results. Again, this is a very trying time, so we need to arm ourselves with a lot of patience. For me personally, my job is engaging with people, speaking with people, and meeting in person with people every day. That has been very difficult in these times. I find that you can replace some of the human contact with some of these apps and technologies that are available, but for me personally, that's not enough. I love meeting with people, and I like to have an in-person conversation with people. So I'm looking forward to this situation being over, so that we can go back to again meeting each other in person and having and spending time together. Your second question is, what do you think of the government measures that have been imposed? And as I said, in our markets in the SCE, there have been different measures imposed at different times. We as a business support all of those measures that are reasonable and that are aimed at keeping people safe. So every measure that is science-based, that is fact-based, everything that is reasonable and designed to keep people safe in these crazy times, we think that it's absolutely great, and we applaud the governments for doing that. Of course, when it comes to economic measures, we have to be careful and make sure that we don't only address the immediate issues that the businesses are going through, but also that we make sure that the economic measures that are brought also look at sustainability of the business for the long term. And for the most part, I think that the measures that I've seen in our region have done exactly that. I think that it's a very difficult thing. It's a big challenge. There's no blueprint on how to manage and how to handle a global pandemic of such proportions. So I think the governments, for the most part, are doing their best. And again, I think it's very important that all the measures are very reasonable and fact-based. I also think that all of the business organizations and different chambers of commerce in the region are doing a fantastic job collaborating and making sure that the voice of the business is heard. So I'm very encouraged, and I think that we are on the right path when it comes to those measures, and hopefully we won't need them for too much longer, but that remains to be seen. You also asked about solidarity and how important is solidarity at this time. Well, you know, these are awful times, and I think that they bring out, hopefully, they bring out the best in us. Hopefully, they make us all work together to get through this situation. I'm very proud of the response that my company has had in the face of this situation. We've reached out to our stakeholders in the government and also in different sectors to try to understand exactly what type of response is needed. Because as we've seen, some of the leadership of the countries in the region has been very active in finding medical equipment and ensuring that there is enough medicine and enough ventilators and things like that around. So what we've done is we've reached out to different stakeholders to understand what are some of the supplementary things that are also needed at this time, so that we don't overlap and that we don't double up on certain efforts while leaving some other things to fall through the cracks. So that's what we've done, and I'm very happy and proud of the company's response. I think it's great. In some of the markets, the aid has already been delivered. In some of the markets, it's on its way. But for sure, I think that this is the time that will show what we're made of, and I think that it's very important that we show the human side of the business now. The last two questions are more on the personal side. You've asked me how I'm spending my time during the pandemic, and also what will I do when it's all over. Look, I think we're all adjusting. I think that we are all finding that spending curfew and spending time working from home presents certain challenges, but also presents us with certain opportunities that maybe we didn't have before. For me, the challenge is working from my kitchen counter, or taking conference calls from one of the bedrooms of one of my 9-year-olds. But one of the nice things is hearing their voices from the other room, even if we're not together all day long, but hearing them work out their math problems and arguing with their mom about what's the right answer and what they have to do next. So this situation, again, while challenging, has really provided us, I think, with some opportunities that we should cherish. And in my books, if something provides you with more time with your family and makes you spend a little more time with the ones you love, can't be all bad. So I think we try to make the best of it. And for the end, what will I do when this is all over? I think at this point, just walking outside with no gloves and no surgical mask, maybe taking a long drive with the family and exploring one of the local things here in Serbia or one of our other Balkan countries. To me, sounds better than the Bahamas at this point. One thing I know for sure that I won't do, I saw on one of the social networks the other day a very funny post. A gentleman was saying that when this is all over, I think I'm just gonna take a few days and stay at home and really clear my head. I think that's for sure not what I'm going to do. I think I'm getting out and staying outside for as long as possible. Thank you very much for your questions. It was great, and I hope to see you all soon. Cheers.